And we need to talk about managing mental health because it is something that all of us have, much like, I guess we have a physical health rating, and that probably is on a scale based upon the goals and the quality of life that you want to live. And I would suggest that your mental health scorecard or rating would be aligned with what you're really wanting to achieve and the quality of life that you're wanting to live there, right? We all have thresholds, we all have risk tolerances, we all have challenges and potential trauma that we've experienced in our life, which also comes into play. But when we look at ultimately managing your health, there are so many studies now that are suggesting that there's more than mental illness that's impacting people's mental health or even mental well-being, and they're looking at lifestyle factors now, which I think is fantastic, right? We've got relationships, job satisfaction or fulfillment, obviously intimate relationships. We've got the sense of purpose. We've got our physical health. We've got our sleep, nutrition, and a whole heap of things like that that are actually having the impact on our mental health. So when we're, I guess, aware of that, we need to understand the factors that are affecting ourselves as a whole, right? And that's why I use the mental well-being scorecard, which I got off a good mate, Maddie, the whole concept. But within the Man That Can project, right, we have the 8 areas, and the 8 areas have come off the back of my own experiences, and I guess delving into different areas of my own development that I wanted to improve upon, from finances to job satisfaction to communication, relationships, physical health. And as I've gone down the path of, I guess, growing in those areas, I've been challenged, and every challenge has forced me to really bring out the fucking toothbrush and scrub back on, I guess, my downfalls, and also, I guess, most importantly, how I view myself in that area, right? I think ultimately success is defined by the meaning that we give to it, right? So if we're comparing it to societal norms of success, I guess I would be a long way behind in various areas. But because I'm clear, and I think this is where people should really start, is we need to gain an idea and an understanding of what we want from our life, right? So for anyone listening or watching, you need to understand and start creating clarity around what you want from your life and who you want to become as the individual. Because I think once you start there and you set that foundation, it makes things moving forward. And when I say moving forward, the lifestyle factors and components of your mental health a lot easier to make the most appropriate decisions around. Okay, so for me personally, I know that I want to have great people in my life. I want to have choice, and the choice for me comes through flexibility. So obviously, lifestyle, job, those things come into play, but also being in the financial position, to ultimately be doing and have what I want when I want is an important thing. I want to, like I said, I want to have those good people around me who challenge me, but I also want to be able to take on board their opinions when they challenge me. I want to, be in a position where I am resilient and understanding enough to know that it's not ultimately personal. It's more so a discussion that is focused on being progressive, right? So I know from my experience and my journey and my process over the last couple of years, I've really identified some significant factors that have impacted my health. And there's a fantastic book called Lost Connections by Johann Hari, and he rattles. He runs through a few different things that are actually impacting mental health, stemming from medication to genetics to lifestyle factors and a whole range of things. And when I read that book, I was challenged, but it also encouraged me to then start challenging other people on it. So I think as individuals, once again, we need to work out, I guess, a scorecard, and maybe you can create one for yourself, ultimately based on how you want to feel and how you maybe are aware things are making you feel. But go through and go, look, I feel alcohol consumption is maybe not the best thing for me at this point in time, as my mental health rating isn't, as where I quite want it. But I think if you can, once again, be aware of the factors that are impacting your mental health, it then puts you in a more powerful position to change that. We then obviously want to think about how you can improve the mental health. And there were some things that I mentioned before, which are now starting to really believe play a significant role in your positive mental health. And that is, right, your physical health, right? Movement of the body is proven to make you feel better. Eating well, making sure you're hydrated and well rested. So sleep quantity and sleep quality are some things. Being around good people, being in empowering, positive environments, right? And I think one of the biggest challenges and drawbacks of that is a lot of us, we get put in an environment from a young age, and that environment might be a schoolyard or hanging out with your parents, friends, children, etc. And because we're comfortable there, we've grown up with that person, we hold on to those relationships. And some of those relationships are awesome. Some of those relationships are empowering, but there's also, I would say, a majority of them that should have been cut off a long time ago. You're two completely different people, but because of that, with the oldest friends ever, you hold on to that, and it may cause challenges in your own life, but also within your progress moving forward. So you also definitely need to check out your environment amongst that as well on things that you can do. But some things that personally I do is I make sure I move my body every day, some form of physical exercise. I aim to get over 6 hours and a half to 6 hours 45 every day. I make sure I'm constantly drinking water. I really aim to minimize alcohol consumption, and obviously no drug use, but everyone's different with that, because I believe that they're important. I don't hang around with shit people. Simple as that. If there's people in your life that continue to bring drama or leave you feeling zapped, ask yourself a few questions. Why are you spending time around them? Because for me, it's like I will want to feel good, so I'm going to really focus on being around people that make me feel better. So that's sort of what I think about when I'm looking to manage my own mental health, but also have that conversation with people within our community, right? Because all of us have mental health, like I said, and we're all going to ride that roller coaster of emotions. And just because we are mindful and aware of practices that promote positive mental well-being doesn't mean you're never going to be challenged with negative mental health problems or challenges. That's just it's life. So making sure we have that toolkit, we have that support system in place for when or if we do ride that roller coaster is a super fucking important thing. So I think that's what we need to look at, gents, as we're moving forward, we're growing and developing as men.